Hello, and in today's video we are doing UEFA Champions League predictions for match week number 2 of the 2022-23 Champions League group stage. Right, that's what we're going to do today, and I can't lie, I completely forgot about Matchday 1. I saw that it was on, I was like, oh, didn't do a video, oh well, but it's fine. We're going to review the results, and we're also going to tell you a few things. Firstly, what my match week 2 predictions are, now that football is back after the weekend's morning of the Queen Elizabeth, and the morning will continue with the funeral on the 19th, but the Champions League games are looking like they're going to go ahead. So these are my predictions for match day 2, but we're also going to look back at the week 1 results and look at my fantasy team for UEFA Champions League. I'll tell you the league code if you want to join my mini league. And we'll also show you what my team is looking lining up for this coming week. So, Dinimo Zagreb against Chelsea. Most people thought, yeah, this is it. It's fine. Chelsea don't need to worry. I mean, obviously, you know, I say Chelsea don't need to worry. They were very, very sloppy against West Ham, and they got very lucky to come away with a win from that game. But you thought, it's all right. They got midweek. Dinamo Zagreb, they'd expect themselves to win that game. And what happens? They absolutely put in a dire performance, and the irony is with Aubameyang starting alongside Raheem Sterling. I mean, that team, honestly, shambolic against Dinamo Zagreb. It's as simple as that. So I don't know what happened. Kepa played, which was interesting as well. Mendy has apparently got a bit of a knock anyway right now, but he played this game, and it was just shambolic from Chelsea. Really, really shambolic. So that was the nail in the coffin for Thomas Tuchel, with Graham Potter appointed manager, and Brighton a seeming, their apparent Adam Lallana management, but also they've got their assistant manager currently, holding the reins. But yeah, Chelsea honestly show so bad. So not what we'd expect. Dortmund beating Copenhagen, fairly comfortable, fairly expected, and Jude Bellingham doing well. So that's a good result for them. We also had a very interesting win for Manchester City. I say very interesting because guess who scored again? It's getting quite boring now, but ironically, it's not interesting. It's Erling Haaland with a brace on the opening match week. I mean, this guy is a machine. Just lock him up and put him in a lab. He is actually unbelievable. But yeah, City very comfortable. Benfica with a very important win, and a good win at that, against Maccabi Haifa. Some good goals scored by Rafa Silva and Alex Grimaldo. So yeah, important that Benfica got off the mark with a win, and they did just that in good fashion. RB Salzburg Milan was a draw. Very interesting match. Once again, Leipzig can't quite hold a lead, but it's a good point for them in the end against a very decent Milan side with, players like Leao and Rebic doing very well. Then we also had Celtic Real Madrid, and you just thought that first half maybe Celtic would keep the Galacticos out, Los Blancos, and no, they can't. Second half was so good from Real Madrid, and very good result in the end, 3-0. And Hazard puts on the hazard lights. I don't know what that really means. Shakhtar Donetsk blitzing past Leipzig. Very good result. PSG beating Juventus. And Mbappe is at it again. I mean, what a player for PSG Kylian Mbappe is. And Weston McKennie getting the goal as well. And then Ajax absolutely demolishing Rangers. You've got to feel for Rangers. That was a very unfortunate one. But Steven Bergwijn goal and a Steven Berghaus goal, of course, former Watford man, Steven Berghaus, getting the victory. And then Frankfurt defeat against Sporting. Inter losing to Bayern, which we probably would have expected, but unfortunate own goal from D'Ambrosio. And Leroy Sané getting the goal for Bayern Munich. And then, of course, Barcelona blitzing Victoria Pleasant 5-1, as you would probably have expected. But what do we say? Lewandowski hat-trick? Oh, you bet it. Why do we even doubt it? Napoli-Liverpool, shambolic from Liverpool. They're in a very bad state right now. And to be honest, that Wolves game at the weekend getting postponed is probably going to do them a bit of good because they were not in a good mindset. And, they just have a couple of days, a bit more to kind of refresh and restart and play much, much better in that game. Oh no, unlucky. They get postponed against Chelsea. I mean, you can't write it. So yeah, not great for Liverpool right now, but you know, they're going to hopefully bounce back from their perspective. Atletico beating Porto, very good win. Spurs Marseille was a bit of a fiery one. Marseille man sent off on 47 minutes. And a great game for Richarlison. You know, he's doing well. Kulusevski's, you know, not playing as much, but Richarlison is doing the business. And Club Brugge is, you know, probably a team that you would expect to be up there in that group. It's kind of the bit more boring group with those kind of teams, Club Brugge, Leverkusen, etc. But, you know, still good win. And the only goal of the game for Silla. So, yeah, very interesting match week 1. We're going to go ahead and predict match week 2 very quickly. But that's after we've looked at our fantasy team for match day 1. So this is how we're looking for match day 2 before we reflect on last week. And you know, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, what? That team is unbelievable, Jeff. Yes, I agree. That's why we have it. But no, I am playing a chip this week. I am playing Limitless. So I literally could spend any amount of money I want. And I can bring in any player for however much money I want, basically. So that's the team I've picked. Basically, there are players on my bench that are playing on Wednesday that I can always sub in if I need to. So this is the dates that they're playing. And my captaincy on Salah just because he's playing on the Tuesday. And I'm not going to captain Mane against Barcelona. As tempting as it is, I think it's got to be Mo. And as poor as Liverpool have been, it's Mo Salah still. He's not, you know, some absolute farmers, you know, league player. He's decent. He's decent. But it's just this season he's not been. So, you know, let's see if that pays off. But it probably will be switched to someone playing on Wednesday because Haaland is the prime candidate or probably actually, I might think about it. But I might even go for Dumfries because he's playing really well at the minute. So it's tempting. I can't lie, it's tempting. And also, let's not forget PSG are playing Victoria Pleasant. So, you know, it's very, very interesting. We might even think about, sorry, not Victoria Pleasant, Maccabi Haifa. So that we could even think about Mbappe. It probably will be Mbappe. But yeah, that's my team. It's looking pretty saucy. We don't like last week, I can't lie, because most people got quite good points last week. They're on 100 points, 120, some people, 132 for one. But a lot of people getting the 90s and 100s. It was not a very good week for me. And the reason for that was I just got players that were very unlucky, right? So we had Kulusevski got benched. Brilliant. Thanks for that. Appreciate that. Jorginho benched. So we had to sub him off. Benzema off injured. I mean, you just can't write it. So in the end, we started with Hart in goal. Obviously subbed him out for Mignolet. Lovely stuff. We started with the Marquinhos. Oh, that Juventus goal was killing me, man. Jorginho got benched. Not ideal. Benzema went off injured. So we originally captained Benzema, but we switched it to Kane. And unfortunately, he also blanked against Marseille. So what can you do about that? But positives, Bellingham, absolute king in that match against Copenhagen. What a player. What a baller. And Ruben Diaz with a rare goal. You love to see that. Absolute legend. And then, of course, Perisic with a nice assist. And Davies as well with a 7-pointer. So cannot complain with that. 65 points. But I am still complaining because most people did even better than that. So yeah, that was a bit of a roller coaster. But hopefully this one will be a bit more of a cert that we get the points locked in for the team. It's looking pretty nice, that team. I can't lie. It gets the juices flowing. But anyway, the point is we are going for match day number 2 predictions. And in match day 2, we are predicting the following. Victoria Pleasant 0, Inter Milan 2. Then Sporting 1, Spurs 1. I know, controversial, but I think Sporting will do fairly well in this game. Liverpool Ajax, we're going to go for a 2-0 Ajax. No, I'm joking. 2-0 Liverpool. I think Liverpool will finally get better. Bayern against Barca, good game. You know, big game. Going to be exciting. I'll say 2-1 to Bayern, just about though. Lewandowski to score. It's bound to happen against his former side, but I think Bayern will just have the edge. Porto Club Brugge, going to back a Porto 2-0 home win. Marseille obviously lost against Spurs, and Frankfurt lost against Sporting. So I could see this being a 1-1 draw here between Marseille and Frankfurt. Leverkusen Atletico, I think Atletico have got to be the favourites, 1-0 away from home. Then Shakhtar Celtic, this should be winnable for Celtic. However, Shakhtar did absolutely destroy Leipzig, so they've got to be careful. But I think Celtic can nab a smash and grab, a 1-2 away win. Milan, Dinimo Zagreb, I'll say a big win for Milan, 3-0 at home. Then Rangers, Napoli. You feel for Rangers at this point because Napoli spanked Liverpool. What can they do to Rangers? I think it'll be a away win, 0-2 to Napoli. Chelsea, Salzburg. I mean, first game for Graham Potter. It's going to be a big one. They'd expect to win against Salzburg, but let's see. 2-0 Chelsea is what I'm going for. Real Madrid, Leipzig. I'll back a Real Madrid win because it's the Galacticos. They are pretty damn good most of the time. And they did win 3-0 last week. So I'll say 1... Actually, no, not 1. 4-1 to Real Madrid. Copenhagen, Sevilla. Bit more tight this one. Should be interesting. Sevilla obviously humbled against Man City, but you expected that. So I think Sevilla can win this 1-0 away from home. Juventus, Benfica in for a tough one here. But Juventus did lose, so you never quite know. I'll say a bold prediction, and I'll say a 1-1 draw. Maccabi against PSG. Now, I'm not being bold with this one. It's going to be 3-0 PSG. Actually, 3-0 is quite nice on Maccabi, so we'll leave it at that, but it's probably going to be more 3-0 away. And then City Dortmund, it's Haaland's former side. He always scores in the Champions League, and I think he's going to do it again. 3-1 to Man City. Those are my predictions for Matchday 2. Hope you have enjoyed. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.